land of Israel is a harsh, realistic country. Neglected for centuries, much of it is barren wasteland. Backbreaking effort and sound realism, these are the facts of life in a land whose people have an insatiable lust and love for life. Giora Novak, a talented young artist, takes his turn at guarding his kibbutz. What is Giora working on? Giora says, "This is my way of expressing the spirit of our time. The spirit of our time which is making man free to build a better world. The same spirit, perhaps, that helped in the rebirth of our nation." Tel Aviv, vital, dynamic, and inevitably, perhaps, a bit garish. But it helps power the creative background of another painter of abstract art. Wexler notes simply, "It's only natural to interpret artistically this modern phenomenon Israel in the most modern terms." The early morning sun begins to ripen the citrus in the groves of Rehoboth. Oranges and a microscope. Official emblem of the town of Rehoboth. A nuclear center dedicated to medical research operates at the edge of citrus groves. Seldom are the blessings of science and nature more apparent, and it was here that Yaakov Agam developed a new form of art. Rearrange the elements, alter the composition, or move, and the picture moves with you, ever changing. Agam, a rabbi's son, explains that he's following the spirit of the fourth commandment, "Thou shalt make no graven images." Perhaps it's a rejection of imagery as once we rejected paganism, the embracing of a form of spiritual enlightenment. Perhaps. Jerusalem, city of David, site of the temple, sung to, wept over, pillaged and ravaged through the centuries. But always the Hebrew people returned to make it their capital city. It was here that Yitzhak Danziger, sculptor of abstract art, matured, midst the peal of church bells, the cry of the muezzin in the minaret, and the murmur of prayers in the synagogue. Jerusalem today is still the city of contrasts, Jerusalem of the Bible and of the present. as exemplified by this wall at the Hebrew University, which Danziger developed out of the traditional and contemporary mood of his native city. The ancient walls of the city of Acre have felt the assault of many invaders: Greek, Roman, the Crusaders, even Napoleon fought here. It is in Acre that Absalom Okashi paints his powerful canvases. A Yemenite Jew whose ancestors included writers, poets, and artists, Okashi has developed his own technique and his own equipment, from the large easel made of steel pipe to special tools and brushes. To his closest friends who feel the impact of his work, Okashi says, "The hand of God is guiding my brush." The joy of life. The young, the old, all know Haifa, Israel's Mediterranean port city, entrance for hundreds of thousands to a new life. Joy, hope, and life. This is what Zvi Mayerovich, who lives and paints in Haifa, strives to express. That and more, he says, "I feel as if, through my work, I'm reacting against the modern Satan, or death in the form of the atomic bomb." Perhaps this is why Israel was reborn now, at the birth of the atomic age, and not 200 years ago, or 200 years from now, that the world might go on living. Peace and life, twin themes that reoccur time and again throughout the history of the Jews. As a faithful son of his people, Dov Fagin is inspired by both themes. Our very greeting, Shalom, Hebrew for peace. When we come or go, Shalom. Or when we drink a toast, L'chaim, to life. Peace and life. Our people have been dedicated to these principles from the beginning of time. From Nazareth, cradle of Christianity, to the Sea of Galilee and the River Jordan, south through the renewed fertility of the Negev Desert, to the ancient Crusader port of Acre, prayers for peace and goodwill in a mosque, a synagogue, and a church. The people of modern Israel are as solemnly devoted to these principles as were their forefathers. Will it be Israeli creators of abstract art who will make the first contribution in the search for the message to life and peace?